Autism. We see and we hear more and more about it. And if you clicked on this video, then there's a high chance you have an autistic child yourself, or you know somebody who has one. And you would love to understand something about it. So in this video I will share my insight that I got this morning when waking up. And yeah, basically that's it. I'm going to share my insight, and I hope it helps you to get more clarity and maybe improve the quality of your own life in the end. So let's dive into this. Like, subscribe, and share. Hi, welcome new video of mine. Today in Spontaneous Insights, I'm going to share about what came to me today regarding autism. It's a widespread condition. Many call it a disease, and it's one of the recent times. The big spread. There has been autism already for quite a while, since I was young, but the number of autistic children has grown enormously. It's not just that they're being identified as autistic, but it's really grown. Many contribute this to the fact of what the children get injected with since birth, from birth actually, and that people say it's because of all the crap that we're getting injected with now. Comparing to me being born in the early 70s and people born since the 90s and even more recently, the numbers have increased a lot. And they say that's the reason why there's so much more autism. Some say our children have autism because of what we have been injected with. But then it would mean that, does it actually matter what it means? Why am I even talking about this? Well, because this is a topic. It's a theory, and I believe that this theory has serious grounds. But if you look at the bigger picture of humanity, you look at the bigger picture of what Earth is going through, the transition that's happening, the change of energy on planet Earth. Scientists have proven this, have said this, have measured this, that the frequency of the area in space where our solar system is has increased, and is still increasing. And I could start to measure that from 2012, the day the world would end. The Earth goes through cycles of between 11 and 13,000 years. The opinions differ of how much it is, but there are also those who say it's actually the double of that, so 26,000. And the cycles of dark and light. Higher frequency means more love, means more light. Lower frequency means more fear, more darkness. In 2012, we crossed the border and we started entering into a light period. Hence, so many more people are awakening. Hence, so many more people are starting to feel their intuition. Hence, so many people start to connect more easily with like-minded people, and also starting to lose connection with people who they do not resonate with anymore. So what does this have to do with autism? Well, one of the things that is increasingly important and also increasingly being talked about, and I myself are also doing that, is being in the here and now. The importance of being in the here and now is being preached a lot, and for good reason. So now you may get what I want to say, what my insight is. Because what is autism? Part of autism is hyperfocus. Hyperfocus on the here and now. People who are likely to medium autistic, I'm not talking about how you may prepare your steak. They are often employed for difficult tasks, for tasks that need hyperfocus, concentration, and high intelligence. But because of the hyperfocus, the intelligence is more concentrated, so it may not be higher intelligence, but because all focused, there is a higher productivity. AI is helping with this today, so there's less need for this kind of people to do this kind of jobs. But it's very interesting how now that it's so important to focus on the here and now, that we have so many people who are born with this hyperfocus. And it's not the only thing that describes an autistic person, but that's also why, at least in the Netherlands, because I lived there for 21 years, it is quite common that when somebody is so focused on something that he's not aware of what's happening around him, that people call him autistic, as an insult or as a joke, but it's because there is a similarity. And this is not the only condition that is actually widespread, but has so many different, let's say, levels of intensity that many people are not diagnosed with it, and so it's not considered to be a thing for many people. But a lot of people could be put very low on the spectrum of autism. Yeah, I'm confusing languages now in my head, because all my insights I had in Dutch. about half an hour ago. So for a parent, and they have a good friend who has 2 young children diagnosed with autism, I hope that you understand that considering it as a disease is not appreciating the qualities of your child. Is a non-conformity that is hurting you because you want you and your family to belong to the herd, to be like everyone else, like all the sheep out there. But your children are here to teach us to be in the fucking here and now, and not to be all over the place constantly, focused on the future and what may happen and all the things constantly that you think you need to control, where there's so little you can control in life. The only real influence you have is in the here and now, because that is when you actually act, when you actually do something that will have results. You cannot change your past. Energetically, yes, but not physically. And no matter how much you contemplate about the future, how much you plan, even write it down or decide, only what you do now counts. Because whatever you've planned, by the time that day that was in the future is here and now, your circumstance may have completely changed. And it's only what you do in that moment what counts. And that moment is the here and now. Then. So if you start to see your children for who they truly are, you can actually learn something from them. And fact is, the only way to be with an autistic child is to be in the here and now. So maybe, just maybe, just hypothesis that came to me now, your child is autistic so that you can learn to be in the here and now. I hope you take some time to let this sink in. I'm not saying that I know how it is to have an autistic child, but I know what it means to be in the here and now, more and more. And I very well know how it is not to be in the here and now at all, or rarely. And I can see how the quality of my life has changed to an extent that is almost indescribable. So no way I want to go back to my old ways. No fucking way. If you're hearing some noise on the background, if It is the cat who is doing something that I believe she's not really allowed to do. Damaging something. Milka! Gedraag je. Now she's sitting and looking at me like, what? I was just doing my thing. She's being in the here and now. She doesn't care about anything else, except maybe for food. So try to be in the here and now more. And you'll see that it will become much easier to interact with your child. And what helped me come to this realization is also a dear friend of mine. Her son was born with some disability in his legs, which makes him walk, especially when he was younger, very slow, because he has trouble to move his legs. And so me, who was used to walking fast all the time, most of my life was walking really fast, and already had learned to walk slower. Walking with him, oh boy, I had to take half steps. And she told me one day, and I fully agreed, that he's here to help us slow down. And today he walks much faster. So a normal slow pace for me is his way of having a serious pace. Speed of walk. And that is because the lesson for his mom and the people close to him, including me, was to slow down. So if you have an autistic child, if it's your own or from a close friend or a family member, and you interact regularly with him or her, slow down, be in the here and now, and you may be able to connect with him, and you may experience how the slowdown opens up new doors, new insights, new experiences. I hope this video helps you in any way, and see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Milka, seriously? I'm recording a video. You need to break down half the house? No, you're not jumping up there. It's her hour of making a mess. Like, subscribe, and share.